Okay, good morning. So this is a vlog about what comes after a drunken night is the hangover. And mine is not really super bad this time. So I'm kind of yay because I properly took care of myself last night and I didn't go to bed without waiting to sober up. You know, I sobered up a little bit before I went to bed, so that was good. And I drank plenty of fluids. So I was getting up, like, I think I got up 2 or 3 times to go to the bathroom again, and then I went back to bed. But a hangover, I believe that a hangover is caused by dehydration, by a lack of proper nutrients, and also a lack of proper sleep, because when you're drunk, you sleep, but you don't sleep very good. The quality of the sleep is not good. So it kind of feels like you pulled an all-nighter, even though you might have slept for 10 hours, like I did. Because, you know, when I got to go to the bathroom, went back to bed, I pretty much crashed right back into sleep. So, yeah. So, but I have had one of the really bad hangovers because I didn't take care of myself properly when I drank, and I remember that so clear that I'm going to talk about it. So what my hangover felt like, and what it kind of feels like that now, but it's a very less mild case of what I had that one time, because oh god, that was a horrendous hangover. Anyway, let's see, what year was it? I think it was 2013. I think it was 2013 when I got that drunk, but anyway, because John was our choir director. So anyway, and John came in 2012, so yeah, so it was 2013. Okay, anyway, dates aside, for me, when I've got a hangover, I know it as soon as I wake up the next day. I know that, oh god, I feel like crap. And my whole body felt so heavy, but not heavy like it does when I'm drunk, because my movements were quick. You know, my movements even now, they're very quick and sharp now. I'm not making these writhing movements that I was making last night, because if you remember, I was like swaying all over the place like this, and now I'm pretty much sitting still, you know, aside from my tangle off camera some of the time, but I'm stimming with my tangle. Whereas when I'm kind of drunk, I don't really want to stim a whole lot, you know, when I'm drunk. You know, I have my drunk stim where I go like this side to side, because my brain thinks I'm spinning when I do that. That's a drunk stim. I don't do it when I'm sober, because I don't feel the same way doing it when I'm sober. But anyway, so the hangover, you know, there's the horrendous headache. I mean, it just feels like somebody put, like, Quasimodo's bell from the bell tower in Notre Dame. It feels like somebody just put it inside of your skull and they are just banging on it, and it's just like this, your head just feels like it wants to do this. When you get a hangover, you just feel like you want to do that. You don't want to sit up because your head feels so heavy. It just feels like this, and then it feels like this, and it feels like this, and it feels like this. Oh, I feel my cerebrospinal fluid shifting. I don't like that very much. But yeah, your cerebrospinal fluid, it does move with your brain, because your brain does move in your skull. That's kind of what it's for. It's a cushion to your brain. Anyway, random anatomical fact. When I had a hangover, I also felt like I felt like somebody was just stretching the back of my head, like into infinity behind me. So it kind of felt like I was always being dragged backwards like this, even though I was sitting still. And another thing a hangover felt like to me is it kind of felt like I had a fever, but I didn't. You know, it's that kind of I have the flu, I'm sick kind of feeling, except there's no fever. But your body just feels so heavy and ungainly. You know, I could move fast and all that, but it's like it just felt really bad to me. And what I needed to do was drink a whole lot of water again. And another thing a hangover can do is it can make you really nauseous, so you might be throwing up, which is not fun. Thankfully, I didn't have that problem. But another thing that a hangover did was it made me really like super mega ultra beyond normal sensitive to like every stimulus. I mean everything, every sound. You know, somebody could you can't chart this. Somebody could start a chainsaw a block away and I would hear it as if they did it right in my ear. You know, I would hear it as if they started a chainsaw in my ear, like right on top of my eardrum. Okay, that's pretty obnoxious. And I think that might be the case for pretty much everybody that gets a hangover. You know, because I'm autistic, it's like the effect is amplified. So when you got a hangover and you're laying in bed and the sound of the birds is hurting your ears, just think of me for a second, because that's kind of what my life is like every day. Except the chirping birds does not hurt my ears, unless it's the black and white phoebe. Okay, that bird has a squeak that's like, get out of here, bird. That bird has the squeak that it sounds like sneakers on a basketball court. It's just really obnoxious. But that's like the only bird that I wish would be quiet. Every other bird, you know, they're kind of fine. Well, except parakeets that like to scream. But anyway. And another thing about a hangover is you might feel really hungry, which, you know, you should listen to and eat even if you're nauseous, because like I said, alcohol pretty much messes up your body's ability to take in nutrients. And also drink a lot of water like I am right now. This bottle was full when I first woke up, so that's, you know, it's this much water, but it was full when I first woke up, so, you know, I chugged a whole bunch of that before I turned on my camera. Now, about the getting drunk part. Okay, when you're gonna go out and get drunk, first of all, be with people you trust, and be with, you know, have your designated driver, you know, kind of keep an eye out on you. You know, kind of try to stay close to them, you know, especially if you're going to places where you don't know people. Because if you don't know people, there could be somebody there that just thinks it's funny to pick up the drunk person and mess with them. And I don't mean that in a funny way either. You know, there are people that take advantage of drunk people, and if you're drunk, you may not be able to defend yourself. So, you know, that's not to say that it will be your fault, because it's not. You just want to have a good time, and then some person just decided, oh, I'm going to just force this person to have sex with me. Or, you know, I'm going to slip this person a roofie and laugh at them when they pass out. My voice is still kind of croaky, but it's because I'm half asleep now. So, and I'm trying to stretch without being obvious, but I can't do it, so I'm going to do it. Yes, I make sexual noises when I stretch. I don't care. It feels good. I don't care. You want to have what I'm having? I'm going to pop my elbows. There we go. Okay. That's better. Oh my god, I needed to stretch. That's what my problem was. I couldn't figure out why I felt really bad and weird, and I just needed to stretch. So my body just made me do it eventually. So, but if you're gonna go and get drunk, you know, be with somebody you can trust who can keep an eye on you, because, you know, there are people that just are not nice to drunk people, and you don't want to get involved with that. And make sure this designated person is someone you can absolutely 100% trust. I mean, make sure it's like an old friend or somebody you've known for a long time. Because, you know, while somebody you've known for a long time could potentially be dangerous to you, you know, the likelihood of, you know, some person you never met, you know, doing something to you at a nightclub is also very real. And I'm not saying that to scare you, but I just want to make you aware of that. So when I drank last night, I was around people that I absolutely trust. You know, people that I trust to take care of me and not take advantage of me. That's what I'm trying to say. And another thing when you're drinking is make sure you know your body's signs, you know, the signals you get when you are really, really, really super drunk. You know those signals. Know your body's signs when you're starting to get too drunk to really be safe in public, which is, for me, that signal is when I cannot focus my eyes anymore, and when I have to really struggle to stand up from a sitting position, You know, because normally when I want to stand up, I can just do it. But if I'm drunk, I have to like remember where my body parts are. And then I have to remember the sequence of movements to get up. You know, because getting drunk really messes up my motor planning. Initiating movements gets really, really hard when I'm super drunk. So when I notice it, I can't stand up. You know, when I'm in the process of getting drunk, I notice that it's harder for me to move, but I can still do things. But when I realize that it's almost impossible and I have to struggle, that's when it's like, okay, Cindy, that's enough. So I will cut myself off because I know what my body's signals are for, girl, you are really drunk. You can't see and you can't really get up and walk very easy. Because I don't want to be so drunk that I can't get up when I have to pee. Because alcohol is a diuretic. It makes you pee all the time. When you're drunk, you're going to be peeing constantly. So prepare for that if you've never drunk before. If you never drank before. So make sure you wear something that will not be too complicated to take off when you have to sit down on the toilet and pee. And, you know, for somebody that has a penis, you know, make sure that you got something you can unzip or just move out of the way. Because you don't want to stand in front of the urinal and get wet down your legs because you couldn't get your wee-wee out in time. Oh my god, I said wee-wee. What the heck? Wee-wee. That word is so funny. Wee-wee all the way home. Anyway. Oh god, if you don't know this little piggy thing with toes, I feel sorry for you. But anyway. So, know your body's signs for when you're really drunk, and I've told you mine. But you gotta notice that when you're getting to that point, you need to stop the alcohol. You need to stop having the alcoholic drinks and just go to water. You know, don't go to a soda with caffeine because that will dehydrate you more. You need water. You need to replace the water that is being sucked out of your system by the alcohol. And that's why you'll be peeing a lot, and you should be going to the bathroom a lot. You know, once you've cut off the alcohol, when you're chugging that water, like this. You don't want to be putting beers away like that. Put the water away like that, okay? Because if you drink a beer like that, you're just going to be like, oh, and then you're not going to be able to walk and whatever. But, you know, start to learn the signs of when you're beginning to feel the alcohol in your system. Because sometimes you may just feel it a little bit and then the rest will just hit all at once. And for me, I feel like my body starts to get heavy. My head starts to feel kind of heavy. And that's how I know that it's starting to feel the alcohol. And then I know that it's just going to increase from there. And then all the rest of the body signs will start to happen. But last night it was pretty funny because I could hear myself talk. And I wasn't sure if the words I said made any sense. But I watched the video back and I did laugh. You know, last night's drunk vlog, I watched it back and I did laugh. Excuse me. My body's trying to burp now and hiccup, and this is annoying because I'm trying to talk. So, another thing you need to do when you intend to be drinking is don't be so calorie concerned that you just go all day not eating because you're afraid of the beer calories. Okay, when you get drunk, you are going to get bloated and puffy. Okay, there's no way around that. And not eating is the worst thing you can do. Okay, eat something before you go to the bar or whatever, and make sure it's something substantial enough that you're not going to be hungry again in 30 minutes. You know, like a sandwich or, you know, like a sandwich. You know, don't just eat fruit and call that good, because, you know, fruit, that just goes right through your system, and you start to feel really hungry again like 3 minutes later. Well, I do anyway. So, like, eat something that's got substance to it, like, you know, if you can have bread, if you're not, like, don't have gluten issues or something like that, you know, have a sandwich. Eat a sandwich, or eat a burrito or something. You know, eat some eggs. You know, eat the foods that you think are just really fatty and greasy. You know, eat something like that because it'll stick in your system for a while. So you'll have something in your stomach. Because when you drink on an empty stomach, you get drunk instantly. I mean, it's not fun. It makes your stomach hurt. it gives me really bad heartburn. And that can make you nauseous, so that when you do finally eat, you start throwing up. And you don't want that. Although usually if you're throwing up when you're drunk, that means your body is saying, you're poisoning me, I'm going to get rid of this. So if you're drunk and throwing up, quit taking the alcohol. Okay, quit drinking it. So when you're drinking, you know, if you plan to be having drinks all throughout the night, get water in between. And then when you cut off, only drink water. Or drink caffeine-free sodas. You know, don't drink coffee, don't drink something with caffeine, because that will dehydrate you more. I think I said that already, but I'm not sure. And also eat throughout the night. I mean, really eat snacks. Don't just eat like a handful of like the bar nuts or whatever. You know, don't just have like a handful of potato chips. I mean, if you're going to be there, really eat something. Order food. Order French fries, or have a hamburger, a cheeseburger or something. Or if you're vegetarian, you know, have salad and stuff like that. But put a lot of dressing on the salad. Just eat stuff in between, because that will slow down the alcohol absorption, so that you won't feel just so like out of it drunk. You'll still get drunk, but you won't be so out of it. And plus, when you eat while you're drinking, you're kind of putting in the nutrients that your body will be struggling with later. And that can kind of help with the hangover. And the water, obviously, rehydration. You want to be drinking water. When I have finished my drinks, because usually I like to have all my drinks kind of close together so I can just get them done. And I naturally get very, very thirsty when I cut myself off. So after I drink, all I want is water. You know, after I've had alcohol, all I want is water. I don't want anything with flavor in it or anything. I just want water, and I just chug that water, you know. And that kind of helped, but it also made me have to pee all the time. So I was getting up and going to the bathroom like a lot last night. But that's a good thing. You know, it may be annoying, but it's a good thing, because, you know, it means that your body's absorbing water, which you really need, because hangovers, they really suck if you don't take care of yourself when you're drinking. So, yeah. This was another rambly vlog, but when you're autistic, hangovers can really suck, because the sensory issues can really intensify, and that's not fun. That's not fun. So anyway, if you drink, be responsible, and please don't try to drive. Please don't try to drive if you're drunk. And I would almost say you shouldn't drive when you got a hangover either, because you're not at your best. You're not perfectly alert, and that can be dangerous. I'm so glad that I don't drive a car, because even sober, I would not be safe driving a car, because attention and sensory issues. So, and my stomach is about to growl, so I'm gonna go and find some food. Bye!